Welcome back to Fairy Tail Anime Review, episode number 43. This I'm reviewing the 312th episode of the anime, Sting, the White Shadow Dragon. This one is adapted from chapters 512 and 513. Yeah, I believe so. Just want to make sure of that. Yeah, 512 and 513. There are two battles in this episode. One you have Sting versus Lad. How do you pronounce the guy's name? Larseed. Yeah, Larseed. And the other one is basically the start of the battle between Urza and Wendy versus Irene. I'll get that one soon because there's revelation about Urza in this episode. Yep. Well, the start of it anyways. First we have the ending of the battle between, well, Larseed versus Sting. Yeah, Sting uses his power, of course. Let's say try to use his RIP power against Sting and everybody else. Though, 1 point Kagura gets basically one power is gravity, so sends him sinking to a shadow, so he's basically sharp in his senses, and he beats him in a pretty quick fashion. The battle itself takes up most of the episode. Like, I would say about 90% of the episode. The last bit is basically focused on Wendy and Urza versus Irene. But as for the other fight, yeah, it's a pretty good fight. And, of course, also we have this basically a scene that's basically kind of a follow-up to what happened in the Grand Magic Games, where Kagura buries her grudge with Minerva. But at least something, I think anime viewers probably very happy that she didn't do this. You see, when she buried her grudge with Urza, she kissed her. In the case of Kagura, well, Minerva, she did nothing. Just said, yeah, I have no more grudge against you, basically. Bury the hatchet here. You could just basically hugged. I mean, I wasn't expecting her to make out with her. But, yeah. It was a good scene. I like the fact they actually show stock footage of the Grand Magic Games. Yeah, actual stock footage. This is from toward the end of the actual the tournament before the dragon showed up. But yeah, great the fact they show this. And then we have the start of the fight that we pick up from about this fight basically is picked up from after several episodes, basically focus on something else. We have basically Urza just taking on basically Irene. First she uses her kicks, and basically Irene's very impressed with her. And then she uses her Heaven's armor. She uses like various armors against her. And when she uses the Heaven's like, oh, 1,000 swords, one target, interesting. And it's like, oh, here's a flower for you. Yep. And of course, like, then she reveals to Urza, I'm your mother. She's like, what? Yeah, and of course, Wendy kind of suspected it because of the fact she has a similar smell to Urza. And she's like, I'm an orphan from that particular, I think it's like Rosemary Village. And, like, her only parent she knows is Makarov. It was like, fine, but I'm still your mother anyways. Like, would you like to know the secret of your birth? She's like, no. And Irene's like, okay, but I'll tell you anyways. And she reveals that she's the Queen of Dragons. Yep, the Queen of Dragons. And of course, she keeps pointing. Have a keep close up of a scar that's on her belly. Yep. From the look of it, it looks like, from what I've heard about stuff like this, is that it could have been early conceptual, or it's probably like a medieval version of a C-section. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, and according to Irene, she didn't even know Urza was even alive. She's like surprised that she's even alive. But this is a fantastic episode and great setup for next week, which will explain Irene and of course Urza's backstory. Something that I think the anime viewers probably wanted for some time, like what happened before. Like the only backstory we got for Urza is basically stuff with the Heavens Tower, with the Tower of Heaven, and basically how she came from Fairy Tail. Yeah, but Tower of Heaven was the only time they actually delved into her backstory, and of course they also delved into it during Tartarus, where just before she was captured by people who work for the Tower of Heaven, where she basically hid Kagura, though apparently she barely remembers this. I mean, Urza basically kind of remembers this, but not Kagura. Kagura doesn't remember this at all. So yeah, that's how she kind of bears her grudge with her. And let's see. Um, yeah, that's really it for the episode. Really damn good episode. I love it. Fantastic. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this particular review. I'm checking to see to make sure it's plugged in, but it definitely is. Okay, so that's it for this particular video. I have 3 videos coming. In my next video I'm going to do is a review of the newest chapter of the 7 Deadly Sins manga. I'm also do a comic corner and a movie review. Yep. Next I'm going to do the new chapter 7 Deadly Sins. Okay? But this next video. Bye.